Hi, this is HomeSongs4Life. Back again on our Wednesday slot at 7 p.m. You'll be glad to know it's the lady on the right of me, or maybe the left of me, depending on how it appears on your screen, who is singing and not myself tonight. And that's Trudi Brunskill. We're really glad to have her back. She's a fantastic songwriter. I'm just going to say, take it away, Trudi, and we'll have a little chat at the other end. Okay.
Thank you, David.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everybody. How lovely to see you, I think. Right. Oh, evening, Steve. That's very quick. You're number one. Just to say, I'm going to sing 4 songs tonight. I'm not going to yitter too much. 2 very old ones and 2 much more recent ones. And I shall interleave them. And hello, Julianne. How lovely to see these names popping up. Now I've learnt not to have private chat on. It's a completely different experience to the one when I thought I was on my own down a hole. But anyway, I'm going to start with a song from my friend Jane, who is a Richmond-based friend. I don't know if she's managing to watch now, but she maybe watch later. This is a song I wrote ages ago. I wrote it in the end of October 2019, and I know that because there's a reference in the song to the slip of the clock today, and I jotted down a note about the date. And it's my attempt to write a lullaby. I wrote it at the seaside when the world was pre-COVID, and it was all inspired, I suppose, by the sort of rocking motion of the sea and the little boats and memories of the sea and this particular bit of coastline, which I've been to since I was a little girl myself, up in Northumberland. In fact, I've got a story, but maybe I won't tell you that. This is called the Sandboat Song, and it's a lullaby, and it's for everybody. Hi, Rosie. Hello, Christopher. My nice friends here. Sandboat Song. Hope you like it. If I had me a little fishing boat, I would wrap you up in your warmest coat, and we would launch out across the milky morning sea, and we would name her like the fishermen after salty dog or blue horizon, or the sweet lass of true promise from Tyree. And we would safely pass by the tricky rocks. We would bail our boat and don our sailing socks and warm our chilly hands around a billy can of tea. And when the night falls, we would hunker down, listen closely to the rocking sound of the rise and fall of the mighty salty sea. But darling, I'm tied down by the washing line, by the coal shed and that old man of mine, so we must make the best of our days down by the sea. So we'll build ourselves a fine boat of sand with a wooden spade and a steady hand, and we'll step aboard and wait until the tide sets us free. And we'll press our names with tiny cockle shells, so if the mermaids find us, well, they can tell that it was just a mother with her little sailor boy. Down and listen closely to the rocking sound of the rise and fall of the mighty salty sea. When my sailor boy becomes a handsome man with a clear eye and a steady hand, will he recall the days we spent together by the sea, when we built our boats in the shifting sands without a backward glance to the safe inland, and launched our hopes and dreams on the mighty salty sea? And will he safely pass by the tricky rocks? Will he bail his boat will he don his sailing socks and warm his chilly hands round a billy can of tea? When the night falls, will he hunker down and listen closely to the rocking sound of the rise and fall of the mighty salty sea? Well, my lad, could be the slip of the clock today, which steals another hour of my life away, which just reminds me so of our sailing days in the sand, which you offered me as gifts years ago, with the trust only a child can know. And I watched in wonder, you watched in wonder, as I failed to hold a single grain of your sweet treasure in my hands. So cast your fishing line with a free running reel, tell the ones you love how you really feel, and build your sandboats safely back from the strand. And when the night falls, you must hunker down and listen closely to the rocking sound. You might just feel the touch of the mermaid who held your hand. Oh, the mermaid who held your hand. Jane, I'm glad you were there. That song was for you. That's that one. In case you didn't realise, I am indeed the mermaid. You did get that, didn't you? Talking of me. This is a reprint of my little album, Crybaby. It's different. You can't tell on my daft computer, but there's slight differences to the graphics. Not the painting, but this bit and this bit. And the disc inside is different. It's a different view of the caravan to differentiate them from the first run. It's a blue sky view, different to the stormy view, I think, that the other one had. I can't get my head around this, the way that the screen is back to front. Anyway, if you want one, just let me know, and I can give you my details and you can give me yours, and I can post one out because they've just been done. Right, now the next song I'm going to play is more recent, and in fact, I'm going to play the actual track which won the Talent is Timeless Challenge Song of the Month thing. And Saskia interviewed me the other day. I don't know if you saw it on Monday. It was due to be the previous Monday, but of course there was Facebook lockdown. But she put it on this Monday of her and I talking, and it's about this song partly and about my music generally. But I thought I might play it, and I'm going to be going to London to play it in December. It's going to be a runaway night for me. So I thought I might practice it on you. I've got my words in front of me, but I'm going to try not to look at them. I'm going to try and look at you. I'm not quite sure where my camera is, but anyway. I hope I didn't get close enough for you to see all my wrinkles. Never mind. It's too late now. It's too late, baby, now it's too late. Why can't I write that song? Anyway, I'm not sure if this guitar's beautifully in tune. It's called Dance Floor, and it was inspired by Fergus, who won the competition at that point on Talent is Timeless with his song Blood Rush. And Saskia asked him to set a song challenge. We would all do a song a month. And he set the idea of liminal, which means on the edge, which I did know meant on the edge, but he had to explain it to Saskia because she hasn't done her GCSEs yet, obviously. And she's a lovely girl, though she is. And that's what this song's about, and it's based on a true story about my mum, who met my dad at the youth club in Durham when she was very young. The story's not actually their story. The person who speaks to my mother in the song isn't actually my dad, as far as I know, because it's about being on the edge of experiences and how she sold her ice skates, because she used to go skating at Durham Ice Rink, for a pair of red dancing shoes, which feature. And then the second half of the song is a very short song by my standards, actually. But the second half of the song brings her 70 years further down the line. So she's now what she is, about 87. And how she's on another threshold edge, which many of you know all about. So from that young womanhood to the difficulties of end of life edge. It's called Dance Floor. Young girl at the dance club, standing outside, standing on the edge. Is she wearing the right dress? The right dress? Can she move? Can she move like all the rest? Feeling somewhat liminal on the edge, on the threshold of her womanhood. She sold her ice skates to buy those red shoes. Oh, step inside, said, what have you got to lose? Getting lost on the dance floor, the rhythm pulling you from the door. Come on, honey, what you got to lose? What are you waiting for? Well, I've got everything, she thought. I've got myself respect. I've got my virginity and my new red shoes. So, which of these are you going to steal? Which of these will you choose? 70 long years down the line, she's on the edge again. Think you'll find, feeling somewhat liminal on the threshold of her rightful mind. Oh, is she wearing the right dress? The right dress? Can she move? Can she move? Can she move like all the rest? You know, I think she would sell her mind, sell what's left of her mind for a pair of red dancing shoes. What would you choose? What would you choose? With a terribly out of tune guitar. I hope that hasn't driven you mad. I nearly stopped and then I thought, no, just carry on, Trudi. They'll forgive you. Right? So returning to hopefully a slightly more in-tune guitar. That's Dance Floor out the way. This is another early song. Now this is written again almost exactly 2 years ago, the same time-ish as a little bit later, maybe just a week or so later than that song about the first song I sang about, what was it about? I forgot what it was about now. What was that song about? Oh, My Lullaby. So this is called Chico's Leaving, and this is set in, it's set in sea houses where I've got my caravan. And I love going there, and I haven't been able to go there very much because of COVID and because of home circumstances. But this is about the closing down of the town in the late autumn, early winter. It's very atmospheric there. I love it in the northeast on the coast. It's wild. The town goes quietly dead from being very, very busy. It's a lovely little place. They call it a village, but it's a little town. It's a really beautiful place. And this is a song I wrote a long time ago. I was very pleased when I wrote it. It's got millions of words in it, and I've cut out great chunks. It's still got too many words. But it's around the idea that there's a seasonal worker. There's lots of seasonal workers there. And this one's based on a very handsome young man that I would see at the pub, working at the pub in Beadnell, actually. And I he's called Chico, and the idea is that Chico's leaving to go back home at the end of the season, leaving behind this quietly dying town, and the girl who's fallen in love with him is called Angela. I don't know where all this comes from, you know. But anyway, it's called Chico's Leaving. I haven't played it for years, 2 years. I hope you like it. They told me Chico's leaving. There's just too much cold and wet weather. Anyways, English was fine now, and it was lemon harvest in Croatia. Anyway, the fish and chip shops were closing now, washing down their floors and their counters. This town is hunkering down, closing its doors for the winter. We hear the great gulls screaming, laying claim to the dustbins by the harbour. They're flapping their albatross wings, jealously guarding the leaner winter pickings. Tiny ice cream cabinets, the winkle, the crab, and the cockle carts, well, they're hibernating now behind their winter boards against the fishing sheds. And Chico leaving town. So Chico gives this season's Angela one last spin around in her dad's old Mazda. He guns up Crew Street and pulls a hard handbrake turn outside the schooner, and Angela gazes at him, screams in mock terror, and the old rope sheds ring out with his handsome laughter. So Chico leaves Angela here, standing by for the long northeast winter, to work out her shifts at the Candy Tip-Top Nail and Beauty Parlor. Well, she's out of season now, at least she knows it. Oh, but she can still dream of Chico in his drain pipes and his continental sweater. Oh, and Chico's leaving town, and we must pack up our things for a month or two, leave this chilly caravan, and retreat with heavier hearts to a duller winter inland. But we know the lighthouse out there beyond our misty window sends a beam of survival for the folks out at sea, and for those drawn just like us by the magnet moon back to this old town. You never know, we might meet Chico again next year, with lemons in his hands to give to Angela. They told me Chico leaving, there was too much cold and wet. Chico leaving, oh, Chico's leaving town. Ta-da! I don't know if you caught that. It was all about the words for me, really, especially in the early days. there were 2 more verses all about puffins and baby seals and all sorts of things. It would have been here all night. Anyway, what I am learning is to make the songs shorter, because I can't learn them anyway. They've got too many words. To use more repetition, but also because I think it's more shapely for the song. I just want to say there's some lovely comments from people here, and there's people here, which in itself is just marvellous. So thank you so much. I'm not very good at finding out how to do the clicking and ticking and thumb upping later, but I'll give it another go. I don't know where to find them, whether they're on YouTube or Facebook or actually just come through the letterbox, really. Anyway, I'm going to play you now my very latest song, which is only a page long, you'll be glad to see, which I wrote yesterday, I think it was, the 12th. So what is it today? Yesterday or the day before. And today's been a funny old day, because we've had an outage. We had a sorry, I'm thinking about my dad. We had an electricity cut at about 3:45. We just completely everything went. So my father was, my food's half cooked, all this sort of thing. What's the matter with it? This is not working. The television's not working. Anyway, I said I would take the dog for a walk and I would try and pick up some fish and chips, not knowing how extensive in the town it was. In fact, the entire area has been blacked out, but we've got our electricity back now, so the fish and chip shop probably wasn't working. But anyway, he rang me when I was out dog walking to say, Trudi, is your father here? Do not buy fish and chips on no account. We are eating the half-cooked food and it's delicious. It's delicious. It's not too hot, but it's delicious. So they were eating their shepherd's pie, Chef Select, or whatever it is. Ashamedly, I don't cook for them every night, but I do frequently, but tonight was not one of them. And so they've eaten it. So I'm not quite sure what might happen in the night. My mother's been struggling to go to the toilet. This might have been the answer all along. The half-cooked Chef Select cottage pie. Well, no. Watch this space. You'll have to wait several weeks before I'm on again, though, because there's only, as you know now, one a week, which reminds me that next week it should be Kevin Farrell, the wonderful Kevin Farrell, but I don't know if he knows yet. I know, but I'm not sure if he's been told by David. So anyway, if you're listening, Kevin, you've got a week to get it right, mate, and to tune your guitar, unlike me. Anyway, this is yesterday's song, and there's another little tiny story attached to this, because I decided a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I'd start running again. I did have a catastrophically broken shoulder a couple of years ago, Christmas, just before COVID, and I haven't risked it, but I need to sort of give myself that natural high, I decided, and that just rolling around on the bedroom floor pretending to do yoga just wasn't cutting it. So I thought, well, I'll go running again. So I found my shoes, and on the first run I thought I'd just do a little run, but in fact I ran for 40 minutes. I'm not running, running's not really the right word. Slow jogging, I think, is what it is. But anyway, I ran for 40 minutes and I did a couple of hills. And of course that meant the next day I had to run for at least 40 minutes, because otherwise you're failing, aren't you? So I ran and ran and ran. I did about 14 back-to-back runs and I was getting a bit creaky. And then on day 13-ish, my right buttock seized up as if there was a dagger in it. And I ran through it for 2 days, which was a very bad idea. And now I can hardly walk. And I'm going to see the therapist on Friday morning. But I think it's something called the piriformis, which according to YouTube is not very nice. But anyway, I was writing a song about the running sun coming to, in my head at the time, about how the running sun would come and sort me out, that it's raining, and using the metaphor of life being a bit tough and grey, but the running sun came to sort of rescue me. And I had this little phrase, and the running sun came to rescue this one. So that was the only phrase I had, and then yesterday or the day before I put the rest of the song together. And it's about Mum and Dad again, and the sadness of what's going on. But the sun does shine. The running sun does shine, which is just as well. And she smiles like that through the window at me, the ghost in the teeth of her insanity. And he stands in the room on the lonely shelf, surrounded by her yet, all by himself there. Rip up my corny old heartstrings, and when the night's too long and the day's all wrong, and there's filth on the floor, despair written on the walls there. Rip up my corny old heartstrings. There's a shed load of rain on the shadowy ground. I heed the running sun to come and rescue this one. When the hope's all gone, you can't find that song, and the night's much too long, the day's all wrong, and despair's on the walls, and the self-pity pours there. Oh, rip up my corny old heartstrings, my heartstrings. Hey, look up, look up, look up, look up, guitar tuning, dark, dark, clouds moving, moving. Oh, there's a shed load of rain on the shadowy ground. Then the running sun came to rescue this one. Oh, the running sun comes to rescue this one. Not sure if I've ever sung it through to the end. Anyway, so there we are, from some very early songs, probably sweeter, wordier, but who knows if anything's ever any better.
Hey, that was wonderful, Trudi. Would you mind ticking that echo box for me? Because, as you know,
now
I'm hearing myself in double. And that should stop it. That has stopped it.
Is that better? Am I normal now?
You were always normal. It was me.
Make a change.
Yeah, there's some.
Okay, then. I was a bit out of tune. I felt awful. That second song, that guitar was wretchedly out of tune, but I don't think it matters.
It was fine. Rank amateurs like myself and the rest of the audience will not even notice that sort of thing. So you've got a beautiful, just light touch of sunlight that you give to a lot of deep subjects, I find, Trudi.
That's lovely of you to say that, David, because that is my intent. It is not my intent to make everything grim. And in fact, there are lots of funny stories behind some of these things as well, but which can go along with the songs. But I don't want the songs as they stand to just be Leonard Cohen wrist slashing kind of episodes.
No, neither are they, and neither are you. I mean, you're a breath of fresh air, and including the in between bits as well. So
it was lovely of you to say that.
That's my pleasure. I mean it. So those in the know will be aware that you haven't actually been writing songs for very long, which those in the know will also realise is amazing, the stuff you're coming out with, considering.
Well, I write a lot, so I suppose it's like speed
Yeah.
dating, isn't it? I've been through a lot of fellas. I've been through lots of never done speed dating, but you get to sort of hone your craft a little bit, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously writer's block isn't an issue, which.
No, writer's block isn't an issue. No, I
No.
occasionally go a bit song dry, and I have to be really pretty under the weather for that to happen in my head. But you know, there's ways of dealing with it, and it's coming to an end. You know, David, Mom's so poorly, she's going to have to go soon. And when they find her a place, she's on a list for a place. You know, she'll be gone soon. So I've got to. I'd rather see it through here. Actually, I'd rather keep her, but I don't know if they're so difficult to get hold of, these particular places. But to turn one down, you know, it's going to be very difficult.
No, my mum went through the same thing, and yeah, so yeah, it's a hard thing. It's not an easy thing to go through. So right. I feel for you in all of that. But the fact, I mean, I imagine the songwriting and the performing of the songs is a big help in all of that.
It's my world at the moment, to be honest. Well, not my world, but it's the creative side of my world at the moment, because I'm not even teaching, I'm not working anymore. So it really is. I've got the time to do it in between. I've got to be here. It's absolutely rescued me, lock, stock and barrel. I'm so glad I started before all the COVID, and because Mum and Dad were already living with me. They've been with me 6 years. Things were already a bit tough. And from the very beginning, even before COVID, it's been a great source of outlet, and you can feel good about something. It's like creating something. It's like having a baby every day. And then you can just put them aside and try another one the next day, which you can't quite do with a baby.
No, but they do feel like children, don't they? The songs, they do.
You do love them until they misbehave and you realise they're rubbish and they talk too much. That make quite an interesting song, wouldn't it?
That would indeed. Okay, well, I won't keep you too long. As you know, I'm actually going out to play shortly. As soon as
I'm going upstairs with my kit to play at the Zoom thing. I better empty myself from the kitchen because somebody else is coming in to cook. My friend's coming in to cook. So I hope you have a lovely evening. You must give Chris a kiss from me.
I will not do that, but but I will. He's probably heard you now, unless he's shot out the door straight away. But
that was shock.
Yeah, possibly that.
Lovely people. And Inika as well. I know she's very loyal. She's always listening, and she's great. You must give her a kiss from me.
Okay, well, I can do that. Okay, it's lovely to see you. You too. All the best, and hopefully not too long before we speak again. All right.
Thank you. You're in my phone now, so there you are. You're in for life.
Well, there you go. Yeah, feel free, just anytime. Take care. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening, folks. Cheers.